Hello Reds fans, it's a little bit of a different the pitch today. Jarrod with you. First of all, I'm sitting on the wrong side of the couch normally, so my bearings are a little bit lost. And secondly, there's no backdrop. Where are we? We're not at Cooper Stadium. No, we are at injured Adelaide United player Daniel Bowles' house. Bowlesy, how you going, man?
Hey,
good to see you.
You too, pleasure.
Now, last time I saw you was on the field at Cooper Stadium, and this is basically what happened. You went, No, I'm right, guys, I'm right. I'll just have a run. And then at the start of the victory game, like about 20 minutes in, you were standing in the race and you had a seat and your foot was in a bucket of ice, and here we are now, you're in a mood boot. We're doing this at your house because you can't go anywhere. What exactly happened to your foot? Tell us everything.
Well, it was unfortunate. I went to a tackle and come off second best and ended up doing some damage to the ankle, the medial ligament, and out for about 6-7 weeks.
Wow. Okay. Now, when you talk about damage to the ligament, I'm no doctor, and I see a lot of people, especially in football, we fall down, there's a couple of injuries, and then most of the players are able to get back up and keep going. But you obviously tried to run it off and see if you could get some movement back into it. But what was the feeling like when you knew that you actually had done some real damage?
Yeah, well, I thought, get a knock here and there every game. I thought I'd be able to run it off, but unfortunately, I went to put a bit of weight on it and just gave way. It had no support. So, right. Yeah, the medial ligament had just ruptured, so nothing was happening, mate.
So what's the recovery process like? What do you have to do? And what does this thing, is this like Reebok pumps where I press it heaps and they make you look cool?
Yeah, well, pretty much going to wear this boot for another week. It's been about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's just to make sure my foot stays in a neutral position and can recover.
How long are you out for? From today when we're sitting here, in I guess week terms, how long are we looking until you're back in the Reds kit representing Adelaide United?
We'll be looking about 5 weeks.
5 weeks, and this is something you don't want to rush, hey, because is there a chance of doing more damage if you come back earlier than expected?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like most injuries, you want to make sure it's recovered fully, otherwise there's always that risk of doing it again. So as long as if I have to miss a few more weeks, so be it.
And you need to use your feet because that's what happens in football. Hey, Bowlesy.
That's it, mate.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on with the team? Usually I come here, we have a little bit of a laugh, but in all seriousness, ever since you went down, things have gone downhill. First game against Perth Gloria was fantastic. Then we got the 2-2 draw against a victory. Central Coast was a little bit disappointing with an early goal. And now we're looking forward to the Wanderers. Reading things that have been written and talking to a lot of Reds fans, the counter-attack style that your opponents have been playing, Victory were really good in the second half on the counter, and same with Central Coast. Is this something where alarm bells go for the team, or something that you guys need to pretty much put a stop to straight away?
Yeah, I guess, where it's only early doors and we've been trying to implement this new style, and, it's going to take time, like a lot of things do. But, a style involves, once we lose the ball, we have to win it back quickly. We play a very high line, so it's something that we're learning and improving on every day. But as we get to experience it more and get used to it, we'll become better at it.
The question I had about the style, and something I noticed in that Melbourne victory game, which was the last game at Cooper Stadium, it seemed that when you guys were getting a little bit fatigued, that the style that Josep's implementing to the squad, it kind of loses a little bit. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I guess that was our second game of the season also, and he's only been here for a few months, what he wants, he's come to the club with a project which will take take a long time, or will take a little while. And I think having been only his second game, of course, when it was a shame that things didn't continue to pan out the way we would have liked, like the first half did. But I think as the season goes on, we'll be able to maintain that level of performance for a longer period of time.
All right, so I've got one more question about the team and looking forward, and then we're going to find out what's going on in your house, because that's the reason we're here. You've gone from the winners of last year, Central Coast, moving on now to Western Sydney and the Wanderers. First of all, that must be a great challenge for you guys to have victory. Perth weren't horrible last year, Central Coast and then the Wanderers to get that match experience against the best sides in the comp first of all.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when we seen the draw come out, we knew we were in for a tough start to the season, and but it's something that we've really looked forward to, and it's you want to test yourself against the best, and I think we're just going to continue working hard and doing as well as we can.
And Bruce isn't too far away. Cassio's not too far off. The boys must be pretty excited to play Western Sydney away because of their fans as well. The atmosphere of the A-League for the first 3 rounds of the season has been incredible. And you see the derbies or the derbies, whatever you want to call them, the crowds and everybody's getting behind the A-League. So this must be something to go, hey, we're there to play a game, but you've got to have a couple of minutes to soak up that atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Western Sydney supporters have been fantastic since the inception into the league, and every time you see the draw and you're going to Western Sydney, you look forward to it because it's going to be a terrific atmosphere, and I know all the boys will be up for it this weekend.
Alright, so we're here at your house. You live with your missus. How long have you been with her for?
Since grade 10.
Since grade 10?
Yeah, mate.
How old are you?
22.
Whoa! That's amazing. And what's this here? This is on the coffee table. What's going on here?
Mate, decorations from the missus. She
From
loves
the
it.
missus?
Of course, from the missus, not me.
Scented candle. Do you like this when you're trying to put some, Michael Bublé or Barry White on and you get a bit romantic? You're like, hey, what's your missus' name?
Hannah.
And you go, Hannah, I lit the scented candle that looks like it's in a cauliflower. Did you say that?
Yeah, that's what I say, mate.
And I'm not going to say exactly where you live because we'll probably get some stalkers coming to find you. But what do you think about living in Adelaide, mate? This is your second year here. I remember meeting you last year, and you basically just got off the plane, and we had a lot of new faces. But to play here in Adelaide, and also when you're injured, you get to sit at home and do stuff all and watch TV and play PlayStation. It's not the worst state to live in. Top 10 cities in the world, mate.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, good answer. All right, well, Bowlesy, I hope your foot gets better. As I mentioned, Bruce coming back soon, Cassio coming back soon. Hey, before we go, actually, what can you tell us about old mate who came on in the Central Coast game that nobody heard of from the youth team? Kiddo, is it?
Kiddo, yeah. It was,
do you know him? Have you met him?
Of course I know.
What'd you say?
Yeah, it's he's a young boy, 18. And he's come through the ranks in South Australia, and yeah, he's a very talented young fellow, and hopefully he can take his chance.
All right, mate. Well, we're going to have a play with this. It must stink under there. Hey, do you get to wash your foot?
Yeah, mate. Twice a day.
Twice a day, okay. Well, thank you very much for letting us hang out in your house. I'm going to go through your drawers and probably use your bathroom. And make sure that you please share this video on Facebook, Twitter. You don't have Twitter, do you?
Not Twitter.
No. Do you have any randoms on Facebook?
Yeah.
Couple of randoms.
Yeah, couple.
We just look at your profile first and find out. Bowlesy, all the best, mate. Thanks for having us here in your house. Good luck to the Reds playing against the Wanderers, and then we're back here home as well. We've got a really special game against the Newcastle Jets, so that's all celebrating around Remembrance Day. So make sure you get to Cooper Stadium, cheer on your Adelaide United. Thanks for watching the pitch, and I'm going to go use Bowlesy's bathroom, and that should be interesting. And mate, what happens at the end of these videos, right? You watched them yet?
I haven't.
We have to hug.
Okay.
On your couch.
Turn the cameras off. And
do you want to light the candle? Let's hold the candle. Give us a hug, Bowlesy. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So,
that's
it's a
great.
man hug.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching the pitch.